Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. And you have to believe that you are this infinite being of light, this wonderful ray of light that connects heaven and earth, the center of the earth, with the infinite cosmos, with the infinite universe that there is. And this is actually you. And today's theme I am channeling here from the Council of Nine is who's coming through. It's all about the war. And this is the war between you and yourself. Okay, so let's get started. We have been seeing a lot of discord on the earth, on the planet. If you're following the news, which Valeria does not follow the news, you must be receiving a lot of information that makes you feel heavy, hopeless, really angry, sad, all of those really deep, deep emotions that as humans you are able to receive, to feel, to perceive. And none of those energies are high frequency. The frequency of hate, of anger, of sadness, of hopelessness, of not being able to do anything, of blaming others, judgmental feelings, all of those are really low frequencies. And these low frequencies that come out of us, come out of you, when you are exposed to the darkness that is going on the earth, whatever it is, whether it's something right at home, something right here next door to you in your family that's going on that is dark and hard and just so yucky, to put it in a really attainable way for you to understand. Or if it is something that you're watching through the news, through the national news, or through the global news, of something that's happening that is just like, oh my goodness, when is this going to stop? Why? Fill in the blank, right? Fill in the blank of the discord, the dis-ease that's going around globally, and that we are all feeling. And why are we all feeling? We're all feeling it because we are all one. We are all one. We are all together. We are all part of it. You are the drop in the ocean, and the ocean is you. We are all one together, right? And so when the ocean suffers, the droplets that are dispersed all throughout the world also suffer. And this is the energy that we're feeling when we put that energy towards that. So when you see something that is not nice, that is hurting you in your deepest soul, like, why is this happening? And feeling that sense of your hands being tied, of not being able to do anything about it. And all you want to do is point fingers, blame someone, just vent out your anger, your sadness, your disillusion in humankind. Humankind. Huh. These are the feelings that evoke more of the same. The wars that you see outside, people fighting because they have different opinions outside in your neighborhood, because they have different colors, because they have different points of view. The wars that you see globally, of others taking the lives of innocent people, taking the materials, the land, the objects that these people have gathered, taking their own religion, taking their dignity, just taking, right? Whatever you see war, it is a reflection of what you are carrying inside of you. And this is the part that is the hardest to see. And if this is not resonating with you and you're getting upset or angry or like, no, this is not for me, what are you even talking about? Then it's because it is digging into that part of you that you know is true, It is digging into a part of you that feels like, I have been avoiding this. I don't want to face it. This is really not me. I am so different than this. I am a light worker. I work with the light. I work with love. What are you talking about? So we are here to bring light to the darkest parts of you. Wherever you see some type of discord becoming a reality, showing up in your human three-dimensional reality, it is because it is a reflection of one or some of the deepest wounds that you are carrying within. And these may not be conscious wounds or conscious beliefs, they may be unconscious. They may be things that you have been carrying through into this life through your ancestors, past lives. These are things that through your DNA imprint that your ancestors felt was important for you to receive, coded it into their DNA so that when their offspring was born, they were born with this knowledge, with this information of X, Y, and Z will hurt me if A, B, or D, or C. And this goes on for generations and generations. And a lot of times we have no idea we're carrying it. And it is a war that we are fighting within ourselves that we don't really know, or we may not realize we are carrying, or that we have going on within us. This is where doing the deep work helps. And doing the deep work means quieting the mind and meditating, allowing all the thoughts that continue to come in to your monkey mind to go away, to thank them, to let them go, and to put yourself in the space of the void where there is nothing, when there's no expectations, there's no hate, no love, no pointing of the fingers, no blaming, no judging, no self unworthiness. There's nothing there but your true self and that oneness with everything and everyone of the universe. And it is in this place, that you can make a difference. That difference that as a human being who is being triggered by the things that are happening, the things that you're seeing, the things that you're hearing, are so difficult for you to hold on to without needing to express yourself in a way that is really angry. And therefore, by doing that, bringing down your vibration even further. We're not saying not to be angry or not to feel it. It is healthy to face it, feel it, and confront it, but then move on. It is in the holding of this low frequency energy and continuing to hold it and think back of it, think back of it, and think back of it, and think back of it, and get angry and angry and angry. Like, everyone has had this happen. Something happened when you get angry, and then the event is gone, but you're still fighting in your mind. You're still thinking of what the other person said and what you said and what you could have said that was better. And then you keep having these fights in your mind over and over. And it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years, depending on the gravity of the event and depending on how much you are liking living in that old energy of the victimhood. Another trigger here. Because when we decide to continue to feed that which hurt us, it is a choice that we're consciously or unconsciously doing so that we can have sympathy, empathy from others as we tell and retell and retell our poor me story. And it is when you feel it in the moment and you allow all the rage, the anger, the sadness to come out, and you're like completely vulnerable in that moment, just feeling all the feelings, and then release it out of your physical body, that you get that sense of peace. And then you are able to go on in your present life, which is all there is. It's just the present. There is no past, there is no future, it's only the present. And can begin to focus your energy into the high frequencies that you are choosing to lean into. When we see war outside, it's a reflection of what's going on inside. If you're working with yourself to become the light, to meditate, to do the work, to shine your light, to help others, and yet you get triggered by things that happen outside of your physical body, and you see them happening and you get triggered, and you have this anger come up, or this judging come up, where you're pointing the finger at them versus you, and you're making that difference about them being not as good as you, putting yourself up on the pedestal. That is all ego. It is all ego. And what we are asking you to do is to notice these moments, because they will happen, because you are indeed living the human experience, which is what allows you to feel all the feelings. Then to let it go. So number one is to notice when these feelings are coming up. Notice the discord, feel into it, let it go, feel all of it, bring it all up, bring it all up from the deepest depths of your root chakra, which is where most of this stuff is stored. And if you're not familiar with the root chakra, that is right in the area between your hips, where your legs begin to extend from your torso. This is the area of your root chakra, the fire. It is red that we humans, build all of this energy that is stuck. It's stuck. We don't want to see it. We want to bury it. We want to bury it so deep. We don't want to take any fault on any of this. We don't want to be a part of the ugliness. But guess what? You are the ugliness, because you are a dual being. You're light and dark all in one. And for you to transmute the darkness out of your body and begin to reflect the love, the innocence, the joy out into the world that you want to create, that you want to exist in this lifetime of yours, then it is important to realize that you really are part of the ugly as well. Remove those parts of you that get triggered, that feel the anger, that feel like it's them against me. I'm not part of that. Find where you are carrying this wound of agreeing with any part of anger that you see out there. Find that reflection so that you can transmute it out of your body. And then you'll have that aha moment. And it might be difficult if it's not from this lifetime and it's coming from your ancestors, perhaps your parents. So go back to your parents. Okay, when did I learn this type of behavior or belief from my parents? And then, I can see the light bulbs going in your heads right now, as many of you are bringing to your awareness the moment that you took on other people's beliefs into yours, that you have been carrying within you. This is the message. The war is within you. When you heal yourself, everything and everyone around you heals. How can you help the violence that's going on outside of you? Whether it's outside your house or your neighborhood or your country or the world. How do you help that? Is by continuing to do the work, being the light that you are, shining that light as bright and as far out as you can, so it may touch others and awaken them and give them the strength to go on, the strength of love, the strength of hope, the strength of we can do this, and the strength of we no longer agree with that. And when you're able to do that, to raise your frequency to such level of sending that beautiful ray of light to all who need it right now, all those who are in the middle of the darkness, of the chaos, of the blood shedding, when you're able to reach them with your light, they're able to feel it within their hearts and make different choices. choices that will allow the planet as a whole to make a turn for the better. As with any awakening, as with any shift into something bigger and better, there must be some destruction first. All of the old things are falling down. All of the structures that have been built and have been serving humankind for years and centuries are now falling back down. They're being destroyed so that they can be reconstructed in a way that will serve the whole humanity in a much better, harmonious, loving way. And so before the beautiful, peaceful, harmonious life that you're seeking comes, there must be some destruction that will not feel good to you, perhaps, or to anyone. But know that this is in the greater good of everyone involved. Yes, even those innocent lives that are being lost right now, as it is in their soul contract. And don't look at contract as something that I'm stuck with, that I cannot get out of. A contract is something that we or you as souls have chosen. This is what I choose to do. Kind of like going to university. I choose to study engineering. And now I'm up to my head with books of math and science, and it's so hard, and I can't do it. But guess what? You do it anyway, and at the end of that journey, you get your diploma with all the knowledge that you just went through to learn. And so on earth, your contract is what you as a soul decided to do, and perhaps your soul's contract is to die young, or to bring all of this awareness to those around you. Like, that is no longer okay. We no longer stand by this. This must change. And by the crossing of your body or soul, leaving your body behind here as your soul crosses over and bringing the awareness of everyone else around you, brings that awakening moment and period where the light workers like you unite to demand a change in the way of love and peace and harmony. And we are complete. This was the Council of Nine I just channeled. Very, very provocative message here. Let it sit with you. Let it sit. Let it simmer. Perhaps listen to it again on a different day, on a different time, and see what other information you gather. Because when these transmissions happen like this, a lot of times there's so much information that we're only able to grasp certain parts of the message. And then as you integrate and you listen to it at a different time, then you're able to really ground in the message and grasp other things that you may have missed the first time, is what I'm hearing here. I want to share also with you, I had a beautiful thing from one of my clients, beautiful client of mine. She was feeling quite heavy. The energies of the planet, as we're all feeling them, feeling really heavy in her physical body. As she was collecting as a sponge, and a lot of light workers, whether you know you're a light worker or not, do this. You absorb the feelings, the thoughts of the collective. And when there's something big going on in the world and people are aware of it, then we feel onto that energy and we take it on as ours, especially if you're a light worker, because you're here to shine your light and to help raise the frequency and to heal the world. And so you instinctively want to gather all of that energy from others who are suffering, who are feeling badly or sadly or low, onto yours. And then we can feel really heavy. So one of the tools that I teach to all my clients, especially if you have worked with me long term, is to ask out loud or in your head if you're not safe or alone, who does this belong to? You don't have to know what you're asking about that. Who does this belong to? It's just the feeling of like, okay, I feel heavy. Is this actually mine? You can also ask, is this mine? Is this mine? And you keep asking. You keep asking out loud, who does this belong to? 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 You're not actually looking to hear an answer. You're not looking to find or pinpoint the answer of where it comes from. You are just asking to the universe, and once it makes that connection, hey, it's not actually yours, it just lifts. It lifts off your chest, off your energy body, and you feel lighter, more awake, more alert, and you're like, oh, that actually wasn't mine. 99% of the time, it's not yours. It's someone else, that you are taking someone else's energy within you. So anyway, I reminded her of this tool, and she used it. And then she did something amazing and beautiful. And she put this on Instagram. So it's like so beautiful. So what she did is she went out and she bought some roses. And she started bringing these bouquets of flowers to the people in her life. So let's say it's the childcare, or maybe it's the gym teacher, excuse me, or maybe you went to the doctor and you give it to the doctor or the nurse. And she started bringing these flowers to them to raise their frequency. And it did. You could see it, like, oh my gosh, melting, gushing, so thankful, grateful, like almost embarrassed, like, oh my gosh, somebody's thinking about me. Imagine the power of one person being able to raise the frequency of so many by the small, simple token of giving them unexpected flowers and gratitude. And what does that do? It's the ripple effect, right? The ripple effect of them feeling so beautiful, high, amazing, gushing out of like nervousness and gratefulness. It puts that person on a high. In that moment, all their troubles melted away and gone. Whatever they have been observing about what's going on in the world, gone in that moment. It's all about you, and you're appreciated and you're loved, and here you are, and receiving something gorgeous, right? And beautiful. By the way, roses have the highest frequency of all flowers. So if you want to immediately raise your own frequency, get some roses. Second, the ripple effect of these people, as they're feeling so high, so good, they move on to being happy and more joyful with everyone that they encounter. Therefore, the ripple effect of that one person receiving flowers goes on to all of the people that they come into contact that day. It could be their other patients or other clients or their own family, or just the person that you see on the bus on your way home or at the store when you go shopping. You raise the frequency by a kind act, or by a kind smile, or by a kind word. It is that easy to shine your light, to continue to be the bright light that you are, and to raise the frequency of others. It does not mean that the ugliness in the world stops happening right away. It does not mean that it just stops happening altogether. It probably won't. But what it does mean is that your reality becomes the happy, loving, easy life. Your reality and the one of the people around you becomes happier, easier, lighter, more loving. And that is how it's done. That is how you shift. That is how you change. Is the small, everyday acts of kindness that you can come up with that feel good to you. Those are the things that raise the frequency and change the frequency of those around you. Therefore, creating the type of life, the love, the harmonious, that getting along together, you begin to create that in your hub, in your little circle of people. And then you live that, right? And then that little circle goes to the next one. And that's how we changed it. Sending you so much love. So, so, so much love. A big hug to all of those who are going through hard times right now. Know that the light is coming your way. Know that you are the light. Know that this ignition of light is coming your way so that you can also remember who you are and that the power to be in a much better, beautiful, harmonious, loving world is within you. And so it is.